Gina, Melissa, single vehicle crash just after 1 o'clock this afternoon here, right off of Interstate 81 northbound at mile marker 164.7. It's right near Buchanan. Again, 2 people were killed in that crash. 3 others were taken to the hospital. We don't have any word on their condition at this time. And as you can see right behind me, it's a little bit easier to see at this hour because the sun is setting just a little bit. And there are still state police crews on scene doing some accident reconstruction. We are live in Troutville this afternoon. We're on Sunset Drive, and right across from us over on Westview Drive, there is a man who has barricaded himself inside of a duplex. We have been told by state police that shots were fired at them earlier this afternoon. I'm just going to take a step out of the shot here so you can see. We really cannot see too much here on Sunset Drive. They have us staged right next to the Troutville Emergency Services Fire and Rescue Building, but I can tell you that, as you can see right there, there are cars. There is a lot of traffic that's been going up and down the road here this afternoon. There have been people walking up and down the road here this afternoon, and actually there was a school bus that let kids out of school about an hour and a half ago right on the corner of Sunset next to the Troutville EMS and Fire building. There was also a school bus that just drove past us here maybe about 10 minutes ago. So this all began after state police attempted to stop a man in his vehicle along I-81 in Botetourt County. When the man drove off from that trooper and a pursuit began, troopers say the man crashed his vehicle and then ran to the house over on Westview Drive, which is maybe less than a mile from where we are standing staged here in Troutville this afternoon. And we actually spoke to a woman who had 2 children with her. She had to be evacuated from her house this morning. Here's what she had to say. But I do want to say this is a continuing situation. We were told that state police is still trying to communicate with the man barricaded inside that house. Gene will have any updates on this story coming up at 5 o'clock and on WDBJ7.com. Melissa, we've been here in Troutville for a good portion of the afternoon. There is still an active scene going on right over my shoulder. That is Westview Drive, and that is where a man has barricaded himself inside of a duplex. We have just gotten an update from state police that duplex was empty at the time. The residents of the duplex were not home, but there was a dog inside of that duplex. The dog was removed safely by state police and the sheriff's office here in Botetourt County. But I do want to just step out of the way because you can see we're here on Sunset Drive. We've been stationed in front of the Troutville Emergency Services Fire and Rescue Building all afternoon, and traffic is going by pretty normally. We've also seen people outside walking around. There were school buses driving up and down as well. Gene, so we are live in Troutville. We've been here for several hours this afternoon, as you mentioned. We have moved up the road just a little bit off of Sunset Drive, which is where we were before earlier this afternoon. We are now on Westview Drive, which is where that active scene is taking place. You can see all of the countless law enforcement vehicles behind me. We're going to take a look at some video of that scene now as well, because as you mentioned, this all started earlier this morning, actually. It was about 11:30 when a man was being pulled over for a traffic stop. It was due to following too closely and an obstructed driver's side view. The trooper who tried to pull him over flipped on his lights, and that man took off in his car. It led to a police chase. The man eventually crashed his vehicle on the interstate before running here to Westview Drive. It's a duplex. Yes, Kim, there is a river back there, but we are actually on a roadway that's completely washed away by the Blackwater River. We are on Blue Bend Road here in Franklin County this afternoon, and this is honestly probably the worst of the flooding that we've seen here in the county as we've been driving around today. I'm going to take a step out of the shot so you can see exactly what's going on here. The sun has finally come out. It's very, very sunny right now. It just the sky parted for us as we decided to go on TV this afternoon. But look at that rushing water. It is very powerful and it's very high. The Blackwater River runs parallel to Blue Bend Road here, which is right off of Jamestown Road. And we spoke to a few residents here earlier today who say this is probably the highest that they've seen the water levels here in nearly 20 years. We also talked with Captain Philip Young from the Franklin County Sheriff's Office, who says they have been on call for situations like this just in case people are in need of something or if there is an absolute emergency. And they say they're very prepared for anything. Take a listen to what he has to say for the rest of today. prepared to work extended shifts for the rest of today, and they have been on call round the clock to make sure that everybody is safe. We've seen a lot of other minor flooding issues around the county this morning, but this is, as I've mentioned, Kim, probably the worst of it. But, you know, I mean, with the sunshine out, it hasn't been raining here for nearly 4 hours now, so hopefully things will clear up quickly.